User onboarding is so important to your company's growth. In another video, I broke down 3 data-backed reasons why. First, it's a retention lever. Second, it's a revenue multiplier. And third, it leads to lower CAC. Now, if you haven't seen that, you can find the link in the description below. Now, with that in mind, you should always be on the lookout for signs and symptoms of bad user onboarding. My name is Ramli John, Managing Director here at ProductLed, and in this video, I'll share with you the 5 signs of bad user onboarding. Now, before I do, this content is an excerpt from the upcoming book that I've written with Wes Bush called Eureka. Now, you can download the first chapter for free and join the waitlist now at eurekaframework.com. Anyway, let's jump in to learn the 5 signs of bad user onboarding. First, users don't complete your sign-up process. If you make new users jump through hoops during the sign-up process, you'll lose them even before they try your product. Examine your analytics to determine if new users are getting stuck in the sign-up process. Are you asking them for a bunch of random information that has nothing to do with their initial use of the product? Now, these are called non-essential fields, and they can consist of questions like, how many employees do you have? Or what are your CRM systems? Each company will have different definition of what non-essential fields are. It's your job to determine if these are questions that are hindering your sign-up goals. Now, these are not only hurting your completion rates, it's also biting into your profit margins as well. Now, Marketo found that a few non-essential fields in the sign-up process increased their cost per lead by up to 25%. Now, the lesson here is that every field in a sign-up form could be losing you new users. So be sure that you consider whether each question justifies the risk of loss. Second, users sign up and don't come back. According to Intercom, 40 to 60% of users who sign up for a free trial will use it once and never come back. This is for a majority of the software products that they looked at. Now, mobile apps have it even worse. According to CleverTap, 73% of mobile apps are used only once before they are deleted for good. But if you deliver a stellar first product experience and help users experience the value of your product, they'll continue to use it over and over again. And this is absolutely critical. It doesn't just involve product tours either. You need to get creative and use external triggers like emails, browser or app notifications, and SMS text messages to convince users to return to your product. Third, users don't upgrade to a paid account. Now, ideally, once users have perceived, experienced, and adopted the value of your product, they'll start paying for it. Now, if most users don't upgrade, it could be a sign your user onboarding needs some love. So, what's a good free to paid conversion rate? For freemium businesses, you should aim for a rate of 2% to 5%. For sales-assisted accounts that include products with free trials, you should aim for 15% trial to paid conversion rate. For self-serve, unassisted users, this rate will be a bit lower at 4%. So this will depend on your annual contract value. The higher your price point, the more difficult it will likely be to convert users. Of course, other variables come into play here too. The size of your industry, the stage of your company, and whether or not you've required users to provide credit card information to start a free trial. Number 4, a high volume of your new customers leave after paying their first invoice. Have you ever continued to pay for something while not using it? It sounds like a dumb question, but let's go back to that lovely New Year's resolution you made to hit the gym. Gym owners and managers are very aware that some members won't stick around, so they usually require you to sign up for a long-term contract. It's very rare to initially be forced into a long-term contract for product-led businesses. So if users are skeptical on the value of your product, they might pay the first invoice to extend their free trial and then cancel it right after. This is what Jonathan Kim found with AppQues when they had a 14-day trial. Because their price point was relatively low, people would hit the end of the 14-day trial period and buy the product to extend their trial. Unfortunately, AppQues team found that most of the users didn't end up fully testing out the product and leaving the free trial experience. So if you're finding that a high volume of new users leave after paying the first few invoices, it could be because your product is seasonal, or it could be a signal that users are not finding enough value during the user onboarding experience to continue paying for it. Number 5, the customer acquisition cost is high or continue to rise. If good user onboarding leads to lower CAC, then the opposite might imply that you have a user onboarding problem. One reason for this could be
the bad onboarding death cycle.
If you ignore user onboarding for too long, most new users won't stick around. As a result, growth flattens or dips. Now, instead of identifying and solving the root cause of the problem, teams fall into this cycle because they believe it's an easy way to get out. They opt to acquire more users at all costs to make up for the flattening or dipping growth rate. Now, there's a big problem with this. And it's actually very deceiving because at first, growth starts to pick up. But since you're not investing in showing them the value, they leave. An increasing CAC is the result as you acquire more users at all costs. Don't fall for the bad onboarding death cycle. If your CAC is high or continue to rise, investigate if user onboarding has issues before continuing on. If I can leave you with one advice from this video, it's this: treat new users with care. Invest in those early moments by providing a stimulating learning environment, nurturing their growth and development, and treating them with care. You can increase their likelihood of success with your product. If users continue to find value in your product, they'll stick by you and continue paying for your product or service for years to come. And if you get it wrong, it'll open Pandora's box. A whole host of growth problems will arrive at your doorstep. Poor retention rates, decreasing revenue projections, and high CAC. This is why user onboarding is so crucial and has such an outsized snowball effect on growth. It allows users to unlock the inherent value of your product. Well, that's it for now. Before you go, I just wanted to remind you that this content is an excerpt from the upcoming book that I've written with Wes Bush, Eureka: How to Onboard New Users and Turn Them into Lifelong Customers. You can download the first chapter for free and join the waitlist at eurekaframework.com. If you found this video valuable, kindly share it with your colleagues, and as well, don't forget to subscribe. You will get new content about user onboarding and product-led growth each and every week from this YouTube channel. Well, that's it for now. This is Ramli John, Managing Director at ProductLed. I will see you in the next video. See ya!